Guys, the stick mobility is great for just overall mobility of the body. Why? Because of the tension that you create. Now, Brett's gonna push down into the stick. That's gonna create tension in this line. From here, he's gonna go ahead and bring his knee up and then push it into the stick. That's creating, again, tension for this hip to be in control. Proximal stability will then give, hopefully, some mobility. All right? This is just a standing hip rotation. I can use 2 sticks if I have a client that's having trouble with balancing here. Can easily use 2 sticks. This is internal rotation at the hip. I can put the stick on the other side, and I can work on external rotation as long as I'm pushing into the stick firmly. Look at that. Make sure the work is not in the face and that the work is actually in the hips. Nice work. The stick mobility RDL, all right, what this is kind of like an assisted, all right, he's creating tension on his body using the stick right into that hip bone, right there, okay? Now, when he loses the leg, okay, so he loses that outside leg, typically people fall out this way, but because he's pushing into the stick, he's pre-engaging, all right, and creating that neuromuscular transition into understanding and owning this RDL. Beautiful work. You really feel that length in the down hamstring here. Feel how long you can get here in that heel. Right here at the bottom here, hold. Really feel tall. And coming right back up. So a great way to clean up any of the RDLs is using this stick mobility. The stick mobility is great for hinge stretching, guys, all right? I like choosing a taller one so my clients can get their hands up on top. That's gonna really add the upper body in this stretch, but all I wanna do is hinge at the hips. Push the butt back to the wall, all right? Now notice the stick is gonna go through some engagement. That's torque in the stick. That means his abs are on. And now breathing here, feel big stretches in the lats and your hammies, okay, kid? You feeling already? Notice where I put the stick. The stick lies kind of right in front of his toes. It's not too far out, not too deep in. It's just gonna help him create that torque. Now, if he wants to reach his shoulders and chest through the stick, that's gonna add that little bit of that rotation and add more of those fascial lines to the stretch. And if he wants to release one hand, he can also give me some weaves through the hole. You can reach up to the sky, but you still have the same kind of stretch right here laterally through the lats and through the hamstrings as well. Great vertical stretch using the stick mobility. One of my favorite stretches or strength stretches is the stick mobility slap shot. What I do is a nice long stick, put this around the low back of your client. They're gonna press the stick into their back. That's gonna give them that pelvic tuck, that contraction. Shoulder width a little wider. Go ahead and twist and put the end of that stick past the midline between the feet. There you go. This is the base position. What Brett's gonna do, he's just gonna lean back, pulling the top of the stick back and pushing this stick forward like a slap shot. Now, to accommodate the position, he's got to wiggle, he's got to get loose in his hips, he's got to open up his chest, but just what a great way to open up the body. Get the other side too. Oh, you can tell Brett needs some stretching here. Get it past the midline. Here, oh, yep. And just, if somebody can't pull back, just lean back into the stick. The leaning into the stick already will be huge stretch in the groin and in this pec right here. The hockey slap shot stretch and the stick mobility, one of the phase. The stick mobility split stretch is one of my favorites for people who have tight hips, groins, hamstrings. Looks just like this, and all you're gonna do is play tug of war with your own stick, all right? So notice Brett's got the bottom of his feet receiving the stick. He's gonna pull, and I want you to feel that pull here in the back, nothing in the neck. He's got the torque, he's breathing. In hard, out hard. He's starting to feel this regulate here through his hips, all right? Time under tension, guys, 60 to 90 seconds while you're breathing. Keep letting your feet open up if they can. With every little bit, maybe you can open up a little bit more and keep the engagement. Great job. Now, another way to advance that is just to use one hand to lightly pull, doesn't have to pull this bend, not so hard, and just reach one arm up and over the head. So good. Core and then a lateral line, just like that. Beautiful way to keep opening up the body's tension. Let's get the other side. Yeah. Use that stick to get more. That's my guy. This is a stick mobility split stretch. All right, the stick mobility paddling is great for shoulder mobility, core control, and just overall just lengthening of the body. So in this half kneel position, I'm not gonna let B straighten his arms out. He's gonna have to get this stick to transition over and around using the actual girdles. All right, so he's gotta figure out how to move the girdle to the left, to the right, and this is looking downstream, paddling forward right now. If I want to improve this, just make sure you really give a squeeze to that stick. Very nice. This is a forward paddle. I also want to go backwards, and as if I'm paddling backwards. Put that paddle into the water, push it on back. Definitely want to challenge both sides here for either time or repetitions, but what a great way to open up everything that's happened in the upper body. Great job, B. One of my favorite exercises in the stick mobility is the bow and arrow. Okay, it's a great way to teach people that windmill or that lateral hip shift. To do this, I'm going to have Brett stand wide, shoulder feet apart. The stick's going to be right in front of the toes here, mid-line. So notice that stick angle is towards him. I want him pushing directly into the sticker in that down hand and pushing away from the body. He's got to push this right hand away from his left hip. Go ahead and keep on going. Boom, hold that position. Can you push that hand any further away from this right hip? Beautiful. So here he's got this long lateral line stretch. His core is engaged because of that push. He's got a huge stretch in his groin, and you can easily come in and out of that. You can do that for reps or long holds, but boom, the push into that rotation. Show him a little bit more of an angle, push this way, change the hips, show it to him this way, B. Open your chest to the camera. Notice he's got the hip shift away from the stick. Come on, show me more hip slide than that, B. Stand back up, show me those hips, and make them slide. Beautiful work. This would be the bow and arrow stick mobility stretch. The stick mobility is a great way to add a version of a Pallof press or a rotational press into the wall. So Brett's actively pushing that stick and driving it into the wall. Now it's a static hold, but it is, right? I want that thing to crush the wall. I can even push a little bit more here if I wanted to. Great job, breathe tall. Yes, I can have him do some squats in here while he's pushing the tension. Maybe a reverse lunge. No matter what, this is what you're constantly keeping pressed in. That's constantly keeping him engaged up on top. Less face, more core. Show me, B, come on. Hey, is it tiring? Okay, now also, if you don't like pushing the wall and you want to give a feedback, I can go ahead and have my client stand there, hold that stick, and instead of him pushing, go ahead and into your squat. Now I'm gonna pull on this. So I've got the feedback of the pull as he squats down. Go ahead, squat, very nice, and back up. And I can be in control, either that or I can move it, create some instability here, but have some fun. Great job, B. I love these stick mobility, the short sticks, for a lot of those mobility releases, those soft tissue mobilization releases. This box, imagine it like the edge of a wall or something that does not move. All right, you're gonna put the end of the stick there, and then go ahead and place that to one of the hot spots. One of those trigger points is right here on that pec minor, and all Nicole's gonna do is lean into it and kind of give it a little bit of rub. If you want to put one leg forward, if that hurts a lot, Nicole, one leg like up in the air and put the foot down. Yep, that'll help control that body weight in the forward position, and she can just move and dig into there. You feel that, right? Really open, let the stick push your shoulder back. That's it, fantastic work. Can you really drive and let the stick push you in that stretch and hold? Can you do a arm raise there? So a great tool to help position the shoulder, get that soft tissue release, and improve your range of motion. This is that mobility release of the pec. Great job. One of the best releases using the stick mobility is this first rib release. You know, a lot of clients just have problems with overhead reaching. You know, the ones that shrug first before the shoulder goes up? Yeah. To fix that, what we're gonna do is you're gonna put the stick up against a wall, something that does not move. Then you're going to instruct the client to go ahead and put the stick between their clavicle and that upper big trap. Right in the middle there, there's this triangle space. You know, the space where you want someone to give you a massage? Yes. Put the stick right inside there. Now push your body into the stick, Nicole. Got that? Feels good? Hurts so good? And then what you want to do is, while that stick is on that piano key, that first rib, you want to do some arm raises in here. You can do some arm raises. Just do a couple of arm raises, just all the way up to me. Maybe do some head turns. Doing some head turns will also release what's happening there. And then even doing some shoulder shrugs, where the stick really gets pushed in hard with every shrug. You feel how that trigger point gets lit up? Yeah, loosen that bad boy up, breathe some love to it. For 60 to 90 seconds, you want this stick to really dampen that trigger point. Now, one more time with that reach. And beautiful, come out of that. Stand up now, Nicole. And tell me which arm feels better going up. For sure, right? That's because of that mobility release. So give this one a try at home. That's an upper release for that first rib. Really helps with that range of motion for overhead athletes. The stick mobility is great for stretching thoracic spine too, all right? Now Nicole's gonna stand, she's in a kneeling position. You can go a little wide on that kneel, almost like a frog, because that's what we're gonna turn into. Hold that stick nice and wide. Yeah. So actually we're gonna go this way first. So let's put the left hand at the bottom of the stick. I'm gonna have her take this stick and put it on the outside of that knee. There she goes. And what she's gonna do is, she's gonna rotate and pull that stick across for this stretch. Try to find the back of your shoulders if you can. Nicole's a little tight this way. And she's just gonna stay and breathe. With every breath, she's trying to pull the stick open more and push this down into the ground. Driving this down and opening that up with every breath is gonna help her rotate more. Let's do the other side. Great job. Let's have them see that end. Straighten up, slide this to the bottom. Notice the position of her hands. She's at the very bottom here. Yep. Palms open so she can feel that pulling on the top hand and the pushing of the bottom hand. Great job. Show me that tall breathing. Breathe, come on. Let me hear you. There it is. Again, when you really force people to breathe in this, that's when the muscles really open up. Great job, Nicole. So that's the best stretch this stick mobility does with that T-spine rotation. Great job. Stick mobilities are great for the Dunphy squat. And now the inventor of the stick mobility has his own squat named after this. It's called the Dunphy squat. What it is, so stand a little bit forward to that stick, athletic position. This is an upward press first to engage the core. So what I'm gonna have Nicole do is just press up into the stick. I don't want her to get that up press using her traps. I want the up press using her hips and core. You feel that up? Yeah, so keep that up pushing constant as you slowly drop down to your squat. Shake that neck out, make sure your neck's not working, and right back up. Keep constant push into the stick as you squat. Just keep that going for either reps or time, all right? Dunphy squat. What a great way to keep that upright posture and teach the engagement of the shoulders in that deep, deep squat. Great job, Nicole.